San Andres, a Herstory, Chapter 4. Késhia Hilary Howard Livingston. Translation to Kriol by Henrietta Farbs Bryan, Chanel K. Roca Hodson, and Sydney Suarez Gordon. The very next day, long before the sun come out, my white papa renounced to everything he went got and everything he went on. He abandoned the papa with disowned him, left the wife he never loved, and run away gone with the woman, my mama, the slave we when just recently get freedom. Some couple days later, in the month of April of 1852, my parents get to Boston and find shelter amongst Lucy family. Some kind of way, my papa find work, they do strange things to make one living. While him, like with my mama, when live in a one of the many houses them where in mama relative then went on. In a Boston, he used to go by his middle name, Alfred, and by his mama title, Jones. And so Paul and Eloise Hamilton come to be Alfred and Eloise Jones. Them stay months for him relative them till me born on the 9th of September of 1852. Little bit after me born, news get to my papa say for him papa dead with one infection from the gunshot when he received that April. Also, before Paul Sr. dead, Miriam we went depressed and no out of mind, hang himself one evening where who take care of him never did. Them two dead shocked both Teresa and the whole of Douglas Miriam family. Since Paul Jr. abandoned in duty them as who inherit and own the land, in wife dead and Teresa never capable to look after the plantation and enslave them, Hamilton relative them and Miriam family start one quarrel over the land. On top of that, after them find out say Mr. Paul dead when caused by his own son and say Miriam depression and suicide when also seek a junior affair and abandonment, everybody went one head. So, afraid with vengeance, my parents decide to live in a secret and for this, then choose to go for months my papa relative them and look to find their own luck outside of Boston. After this decision, life never less difficult for them and them buck up on plenty discrimination and adversity. Despite the fact that them when they in the north of the United States and in the midst of the abolition movement, you will still got plenty disagreement, even amongst the people who were in favor of abolition, regarding the treatment of the African them who were just recently get freedom and our interracial couple. That in this environment me come. One environment where never accept say my parents them come together and in that same sense never accept my existence. Still, in spite of all the deranglement and difficulties, I have to say during the first years them of my life, a member said they will love me and my parents they were perfect. Then near me Abigail we mean and make me papa glad. And indeed, after I lose 3 picnic, me that went one happiness for my papa. My mama when always used to tell me, no matter what going on, you when got one good papa. By 1855, I went almost got 3 years and we were very poor. My papa money done and we had to live off of some of my papa family help. The rumor them about one war only make things harder for my family. But thankfully, and just in a time, my papa get one offer to be part of one law office in a Boston. My mama stay home and dedicate to me. From an early age, she passed on all the knowledge he had from she mama about the motherland, with people, with custom them, and with language. She used to read for me from the classic them and literature too. I have to say, I had few interaction with other picnic. The majority at the time I pass it with my parents them. Because things went going good, none of we could expect what happened on that fresh day in October of 1861. All I know that say one of my papa cousin, Mary, take me from school and carry me home that she. The same place where we went live by when my parents just get to Boston in 1852. Later that night, then bring my mother cousin Mary house. I remember the scene here Madam Bushy In eye them red, in when they tremble, and he would start ball out just so. Then kill me papa. Plenty after, when I went older, mama tell me say two a papa cousin along with Miriam brother, uncle and cousin them get fi know from somebody say we when they Boston. Then wait for my papa outside in work where them take him from, carry him down one back road, shoot him to death, and then hang in dead body the same way them find Miriam almost 10 years ago. Then write pan him shirt, Negro lover. Even though I never understand much that time, I remember seeing my mama completely mash up. He never sing no more, play with me, or look pan himself. She only stay in a bed and cry. After he get over the shock, my mama get very fraidy and anxious. He went afraid for my safety and the safety of my brother were never born yet. She write in brother Ayo, who in when they in contact with for some years and ask for in help. Because he went afraid for more violence from my papa family, he pack up the few little things we had, collect my papa last payment from the law office, and that November we travel gone Jamaica, where Uncle Ayo when they live for some years. Apart from my brother Bert, Ife, Alfred Jones in a January, them few months in a Jamaica no one never gone on. We went live with my uncle Ayo and his wife and pitnini them in a Kingston. I remember saying my mama for one long time that never who she when used to be. She when used to drift where they think, and he used to go sleep they cry and wake up the ball. Plenty time my uncle Ayo and his wife when had to tend to Licky Ife because she could never do that. After several months she start recover. That in a them the time I start to say even though she used to miss my father, it went change. Although she received plenty years back in freedom when he run away from my grandfather plantation, that only till now he went really free. I remember once when me that when one teenager in tell me, my child, your father that when one very good man. But meanwhile, I went there with him, I could never truly be me myself. The same me when my mama always remember me and press me for be. All time me that when Eloise for your father and in family. Although he love me and try appreciate my culture, for him, me coulda never be a Benny. In a plenty ways, him still that when the master and me in slave. As I grow and mature, I start understand some of the things when my mama talk about. My mama went right. My father swallow for her identity, but that changed Jamaica. With Uncle Ayo, my mama taking time to teach me about her parents. Uncle Ayo tell me about the next brother and sister them and the nether their parents, Ayo and Emika, where my mama never get to know. Ayo mother-in-law than we Igbo, so we learn plenty from she. I really get to enjoy and become proud of my mama heritage, and I will love when Uncle Ayo and his son Chinwe would have played the djembe and other drum. One day in 1865, after Mama shared with me the process, tradition, and rituals to get married, where she learned from the Nedade, she hugged me and tell me, Abigail, you that one beautiful young lady. You have your papa gentle eye them, light skin, and your grandmother Lucy smile. But you got your mother's strength and your grandmother temper. As how your name Abigail say, you will forever be your father Jai, but you the my pride. Not be like me and give up your roots for somebody else. Always remember your motherland and your ancestor them. Them live in a you. Fantide, I want call you Nenika. So you will always remember who you is and say mother is supreme. So me become Nenika for my mama. In call me so home when he went happy, when he went sad, and when he went used to scold me, and me really become joyful for be in pride and in prize.